Wheelworld was announced at the 2023 Annapurna Interactive Showcase and was featured in the Xbox Partner Preview in October last year. I missed the earlier demo when it was available at Steam Next Fest, but luckily I was able to get hands-on time with the extended demo at the event. I sat down to play and found the story follows Kat, a cyclist who has to save Wheelworld one race at a time. You're kept company by a skull spirit, appropriately named Skully, who guides you through the world to collect their legendary parts for your bike and improve your cycling skills. The preview event was filling up pretty quickly with people wanting to play all the demos, so I sat down with the developers in a booth to get some more details on the whole creation process. Also, it turns out the co-founders Mark Essen and Christy Norander of their independent studio Meshoff are a couple and create video games together. Talk about a power couple.
I have to ask, are you both cyclists?
Mark more than me.
Yeah, I like riding bikes. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I don't race bikes or anything like you do in the game, but yeah, I love bikes and I love working on them, and
Yeah.
I have for years. So yeah.
Okay, so was it your idea to make this into a video game?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make a game about bikes, about my relationship with bikes, also about like fantasies about having a bike and traveling around and doing these races like you do in this game. Yeah, at the time that we started this project, there were no bike racing games that I could find that were about like, moment-to-moment, arcade-style, exciting racing gameplay. Everything that we saw was a simulation of being the owner of a Tour de France team or something, where you're like thinking about strategy and players, but not about like the actual act of riding a bike. So we wanted to make a game that felt like you were riding a bike and gave you that freedom and let you explore a big, dense world.
Okay, so you started by telling me that y'all are a couple,
Yeah.
and that is really cool. I think that's very unique in this space.
Yeah.
So did you develop your own studio together?
We did, yeah. Go ahead.
Mark and I both met, we were both in games. I think I was out of grad school writing about games, and then I started working in a social game company.
Okay.
And then I ended up working at USC at the Game Innovation Lab, and then Mark was working as an indie game developer on his own, and we kind of had some not overlapping skill sets, and
Okay.
we decided to kind of put our skills together, right?
Yeah, so the first game we released together was Nidhogg 1, which is this like...
Oh my God, that
yeah.
was you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh God, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and we've tried to... So we had...
Mark was working on that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then we came together to kind of put that out in the world
Yeah.
in a more commercial way.
Or then, I had another project that was kind of like half done, Fly Wrench, that we worked together to finish. And then tried to scale up a little bit. We got brought on an artist, Toby Dixon, for Nidhogg 2, and released that. And then this was like a big jump up, moving to 3D. We have a team of, including us, about 10 people.
Wow.
Working, not with the full team, but working since 2020 on this project.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a huge lift, and
Yeah.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to do, which we could not have done with just the two of us.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what made you choose Xbox what made you choose to work with Xbox?
Well, we always planned on coming out on Xbox, and it was great to find a way to partner with them with Games Pass. Nidhogg 2 came out on Xbox. It's an easy platform to develop for, so we're happy to support it. Yeah.
That's amazing. So obviously game development is a passion that you guys share. Is there anything else you're a big cycler, but is there something that you guys enjoy doing together?
He won't come to my yoga classes, so we're not going to do a yoga game anytime soon.
Oh.
But he and our son have been skateboarding a lot together.
Oh.
So there might be, maybe that'll show up in a future game project.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I've started to collaborate with my 6-year-old, who's, I think, a genius at game design.
Okay.
And we're working on a skateboarding game right now. Just casually.
That's cool. I do love the system of when you enter the city that you're supposed to after the intro island. It's very cool because you see the statues and it's oh, I have to defeat these bosses. What made you decide to go with the boss format with this game?
Yeah, I mean, this game has been through a lot of iterations of trying to figure out how to structure. We knew kind of we kind of knew the content that we wanted to have. Like, we wanted to have these races, we wanted to have this space in between them where you're exploring and you can kind of get distracted by stuff. But yeah, like, they just came out naturally of like, okay, we have these sections that we've sort of created as different biomes. Like, there's the farmlands, the vineyards, this preserved forest area in the city, and it kind of makes sense for like those to feel cohesive or like feel like they can stand on their own and like they have an identity. So we wanted to give them each like a boss that kind of owned that area. The story kind of fell out of the mechanics of like how you progress. And so it was
The little daemon. So it's does he have a name?
Skully.
Oh, just Skully. Okay. Is he the last of his kind out there?
It's not like he's the only one there ever was of these
Oh, wow.
bikes. So
Okay.
there's a whole like, there's a bunch of lore in the game that you can kind of piece together that, you know,
Tease out.
You tease
Yeah.
out, but it's not, most of it's not thrown in your face.
Okay.
But there is lore to discover about the origins of Wheelworld and the ancestors of Skully and Cat and everyone, and you can learn more about this place that's not quite like Earth, but
Yeah.
it's like a warped version of Earth if it was only the Tour de France or something.
Yeah. And the currency is in the form of rep.
The currency is rep, but then there's also this organization, Cyclorb, who give out these like script like coupons that they use.
Right,
That's like the actual currency you use to buy and sell, to buy bike parts. So yeah, you get rep and coupons depending on what you're doing. You get rep from like people when you beat them. You also get coupons for participating in Cyclorb's incentive their coupon campaigns.
It's so funny when you play and you start. It's like, oh, you don't have enough rep. It made me think of like, oh, I don't have enough followers to like get into gate locked by that,
Well,
which is
I don't
very
know if
cool.
you know much about like Strava, the social network for like running and cycling, and like the kudos system.
Oh my god.
Which is basically the same as
Yeah.
every other social network, but yeah, we wanted to have our own take on that. Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I used Strava for a while.
For
and I was
running or biking or?
for running, yeah. And then I was like, well, I hate running, so I stopped that. But it was very cool. Is there a way to see like all the different ways, like different paths you've taken, like as a grid?
Oh, like
kind of like on Strava,
like a
how you
heat
can
map?
see like
No, we didn't think about that.
DLC.
DLC.
Oh.
But there are Strava-like challenges
Okay,
that you can
yeah.
uncover, like secret routes. That once you do them, it's like it acknowledges that you've done some secret route.
Yeah.
And like just this idea of local legends, we kind of have that. We have people that are like doing their one route, and you can intercept them and race them,
Oh yeah.
kind of ad hoc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very cool how you can just like ring your bell and then challenge someone to a race immediately.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Why did you go with this aesthetic? Because it's your first time going 3D, right?
Yeah, well, we wanted to do something that would stand out and that we could do with a small art team. So, you know, I guess it's like within the realm of cel shaded, what can we do that differentiates it from every other cel shaded game? So we went pretty hard on just the line rendering style. I don't know, it's hard to notice sometimes, but our lines are not uniform. They're like they vary in thickness, and depending on how close things are, we have different line styles, and we color the lines. And we do all this stuff I mean, it's partially inspired by different comics. It's inspired by early Tour de France posters. I guess that's where I came from. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah, I did like that not everything is uniform. It kind of gives you that feel of independence, which is very cool.
There's no straight lines really in the game.
Yeah.
Everything's a little bit off. All the buildings,
Yeah, I do like that. And it's so funny, when I was exploring that city specifically, I couldn't tell if things were up because you look up and it just keeps going, which is very, very cool. And I'm not very good at racing games, but for some reason, this and Forza Horizon really like work in my brain.
Okay.
And someone actually made the comparison that this is like Forza Horizon, but on bikes.
Yeah. We played a lot of Forza.
Oh,
We played a
wow.
lot of Forza Horizon, Burnout Paradise. Vibe-wise, Breath of the Wild was a big inspiration.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a deep system that didn't have that many attributes to mess with. So there's 7 bike parts you can switch out. Each bike part can contribute to 4 different stats,
Okay.
and then there's like additional perks that can do, you know, other weird stuff depending.
Yeah, it's very funny when we jump to like, is this mid game?
Kind of late.
This is pretty late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just seeing the boost meter go up, and I was like, oh my god, thank god.
Yeah, I can do like half the screen by the end of the game. That's just boost meter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm very excited. It's really good, and I'm not one to like racing games like this, but the handling is very easy to learn. So I feel like y'all did a really good job
Thank you
of
so
like,
much. That's great feedback.
yeah, you did a really good job of like letting beginner players feel really good about like the first race that you do. I was like, oh man, well I'm gonna lose this, but like you really learn around the second bend, which is so great. So yeah, well, thank you for speaking with
Thanks so
me.
much.
Stella.
Yeah. Also, are you going to make a Skully plushie? Because I would absolutely buy
That is
that.
a really, really good idea.
If the Skully plushie becomes a thing, I'll definitely be buying it right away. Luckily, we don't have to wait too much longer before we get to dive into Wheelworld, since it's set to release this summer on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC.